The President. Good morning, members and officials. We now resume the motion on advancing the development of marine economy in Hong Kong. Mr. Andrew Yao. We make use of the geographical locations. We have a deep harbor. We have a world-renowned port for cargoes. We are also a logistics center. We have 8 marine parks and 1 coastal reserve. The National 15th Five-Year Plan states the need to make good use of the sea. We need coordinated development of land and sea. We need high-quality development of the sea. We have rich marine resources. We must pursue the development I have outlined. Shipping and trade matter for the marine economy. We are a shipping center, but our rivals are catching up. Nansha and Yantian have overtaken us in throughput. Those ports are also short of berths. We can turn some of the high value-added goods from those ports to our port, and they can add to our own throughput. We should seize the opportunity of preparing our own 5-year plan. We should explore how to step up collaboration with the other GBA cities and also the Yangtze River Delta cities. We should also work with Southeast Asia. We should put more cargoes here so that we can strengthen the ecosystem. We also have to do better ourselves. We have to go further in going smart. We have to go fully automatic in our operations. We can work with other ports in coming up with a green fleet route so that Hong Kong becomes a high-quality hub for green fuel bunkering. Now, for barges, we should go electric for these ships. We should work with the Hong Kong University on setting up a research institute for advanced vessels. We can buy the technology from Northern Europe. We can also design and build electric vessels here. Or we can do the research here, but leave the manufacturing to the mainland cities of the GBA. The Marine Department can take the lead by using such vessels. To strengthen our marine economy, we have to go fast with our marine economy. We should focus on marine insurance, maritime arbitration. I represent the Chamber of Chinese Manufacturers. And we have been calling for an influential insurance group so that our country can have a voice in setting the rules. High-end value-added services hinge on talent. We should nurture and bring in maritime talent. We should set up a maritime talent academy. Let's get global bodies and experts and shipping companies and professionals to come here so that they can train captains, marine professionals, reinsurance, and also specialists in electric vessels. We should encourage local universities to work with their local and overseas peers to set up a marine academy covering insurance, management, and operation. We should bring together resources from all professional sectors to train up marine legal talent. The motion mentions strengthening the transport connection with outlying islands and stepping up the facilities for marine tourism. We should promote water sports. Let's build more water sport centers to foster development on this front. We should go faster in our discussions with the mainland on the southbound travel of mainland yachts and northbound travel of Hong Kong yachts. Now, for the Northern Metropolis, the Yan Chao Tong Coastal Park is part of our blue-green ecotourism zone. You can take a ferry from Shuttlecock to Lai Chi Wo, Cat O, Ap Chow. But the services are few and far. Can we have more facilitation measures to promote blue tourism in the Northern Metropolis? Hong Kong used to be a small fishing village. We're now a shipping and logistics center. We rely on our port. That's our ingredient of success. We have what it takes to foster our marine economy. Let's strengthen our marine economy industry.
Ms. Vivian Kong. Thank you, President. The government has been promoting mega events and vice activities.
We can also enhance the appeal of Hong Kong's tourism. In the next 5 years, we should support the high-quality development of marine tourism. We can extend mega events to the marine sector. We can create mega events that are signature events of Hong Kong. We can do marine resorts. We can uncover new growth areas. We can convert marine resources into an edge for sustainable development. Victoria Harbour boasts a world-class skyline. We can create a world-class brand name. We can do water games. Next year, in January, there will be the F1 yacht race. It will be in Hong Kong for the first time. That can bring in high-spending visitors. In 2024, but in Barcelona, there was also a yacht race. The market was 1.4 billion euros. That brought in 1 billion spectators, generating more than 1 billion euros in economic boost. That shows world-class marine events can enhance the popularity of a city. We have what it takes to host such mega events at sea. Hong Kong can also take the lead in setting up league games at sea. Now we can work with other cities of the GBA and foster multi-destination tourism. That can lengthen the stay of visitors. We will have more overnight visitors. We can work with the GBA in creating unique mega events at sea. Regular league games at sea can also give rise to the broadcasting or live casting of rides, and that can create an entire chain of mega events at sea. And we should take these mega events to the community and to our outlying islands in particular. The tourism board can also support the stops economy. We can do electronic consumption vouchers. We can work with villages, fishing villages, and other small businesses, so that people come here to watch the games, and then they can also visit those villages and spend money on goods. And they can also get a sense of our fishing villages and look at our history. With more MICE events, we can also bring in more business travelers. We can get them to stay here for longer for excursions and enjoy the good food here. And this is the fastest growth area in global tourism. Our yacht and marine recreational sector have huge potential. We can do yacht plus island hopping, among other high-end tourism products. This can foster yacht leasing and also yacht maintenance, so that we create a high value-added yacht industry chain. We can bring in more high-end visitors. We need a cross-departmental approach to promoting marine economy so that we can unleash the potential and promote the upgrading and transformation. We can enhance our brand name and turn Hong Kong into a more appealing and more competitive international maritime city. I so submit. Thank you.
Mr. Chen Pok-chi. Thank you, President. Under the 15th five-year plan of our country, it proposes to develop the marine economy in Hong Kong and to build China into a strong maritime country. We have the conditions to do so. We have the responsibility for dovetailing with our national strategies to incorporate the development of the marine economy into the inaugural five-year plan of Hong Kong. We need to contribute to national efforts to develop it into a strong maritime country. I speak in support of the two amendments moved by the other two members. We need to promote harmony between humans and the sea. We also need to emphasize their importance in parallel. I'd like to speak on two fronts. One, on the high-quality development of the fisheries sector. It is inextricably linked to the members' motion I moved last week. Cultivation, resource development. We have a comprehensive industrial chain. It plays an irreplaceable role in the development of a maritime economy. I propose to set up a testing and R&D center. We need to work with the Chinese mainland to develop high-quality species. We need to develop Hong Kong into a hub for new species. On the influence of brands, in 2026, the Hong Kong government will launch the unified brand for local agriculture and fisheries products. We need to tell good stories of Hong Kong brand. We need to draw reference from overseas brands such as kiwi fruit from New Zealand and from Kumamoto's experience, that is Kumamoto bear. We need to promote leisure fishing. We also need to draw reference from Shandong's experience to promote harmony between humans and the sea. We also need to promote bazaars in order to incorporate more new features into marine tourism. In 2023, shipping accounted for about 1.8% of the local GDP, contributing $51.9 billion to the local output of Hong Kong. On greenfield bunkering, the government has announced the action plan on green maritime fuel bunkering. Biodiesel, LNG bunkering services have been provided. This March, we started the first green methanol bunkering. As for vessels registered in Hong Kong, concessions should be provided. Greenfield bunkering should be provided to even more vessels in Hong Kong. We need to have more anchorage areas. When it comes to infrastructure, cargo terminals, cruise terminals, there should be more charging facilities for vessels. This will meet the charging demand for vessels. This will also help reduce carbon emissions from vessels. This way, we can develop Hong Kong into a green shipping hub of the GBA. We need to track fluctuation in fuel prices. Information should be disseminated on a regular basis. A map containing information on prices should be published, and this will protect the interest and rights of members of the public, and this will also prevent pollution to the environment. Be it the transformation of the shipping industry or the high quality of the agricultural industries, we need a cross-departmental coordination mechanism across different government departments. The development of a sustainable marine economy should be incorporated into the first 5-year plan of Hong Kong. Definitely, we can turn blue potential into development potential, and this will inject impetus into the local economy. Thank you. I support the motion. Mr. Ronald Chan. Thank you, President. I speak in support of Mr. Andrew FAN's original motion. Ocean makes up about 70% of the world. However, we have only tapped into 5% of the entire ocean around the world. Hong Kong has favorable conditions when it comes to ports and international commerce. We have been using marine professional services as the core. We have favorable conditions for developing new growth points. We have seen stable development in the marine pharmaceutical products in the Chinese mainland. The additional value totals $78.1 billion yuan in the Chinese mainland. Shandong, Jiangsu, Guangdong have already developed industrial clustered areas. However, it is even more difficult for us to develop marine pharmaceutical products, whereas for those that happen on the land, that will take 10 to 15 years. We highly hinge on cooperation among the industry, academia, and research. While we do not have a fully developed marine biomedical product, We do have an INT market and industrial funds, and they can provide support as well as funding to this area. In local educational institutions, they have such disciplines, and the government is preparing to develop the Northern Metropolis University Town. I agree with Mr. Andrew FAN that we need to work with the Guangdong provincial government. We also need to leverage on the forces among academia, industry, and research. We need to have an investment portfolio targeting marine technologies. We need to turn technological advantage into economic impetus. At the same time, as for biomedicine enterprises in the Chinese mainland, they can go global using Hong Kong as a springboard by leveraging on professional services in Hong Kong. We also boast coastal and island marine resources, but unlike island PP in Thailand, the islands in Hong Kong are smaller in scale. We have a total of 263 islands in Hong Kong, but some of the islands are untapped yet. We haven't yet fully utilized our island resources. There is still vast room for development. We do have the conditions for developing islands in order to provide enriched experiences for visitors. Take Sharp Island as an example. It is the smallest country park on outlying islands. In the 80s, there were investments to build roller coasters, BBQ sites, as well as water sports facilities. However, the park folded a long time ago. Now on the island, there are only swimming, canoeing, scuba diving, and so on. In order to unleash the potential for island tourism in Hong Kong, I've been advocating for the government to use private market sources. We need to develop island tourism in an orderly manner. Private enterprises invest capital and introduce professional operation teams so that they can share risks together. However, we must put the principle of ecology first. Some of the revenue should be spent on preserving ecology in Hong Kong. By using community capital, we can implement marine tourism projects as soon as possible. President, Hong Kong needs to grasp the opportunities brought about by marine tourism. We need to help our country to develop into a strong maritime country. We need to make contributions as well. Thank you. Mr. Chilabwai. Ocean doesn't receive enough attention when it comes to development. Under the 15th Five-Year Plan, it proposes to develop China into a strong maritime country. We need to make good use of blue resources. That is why I support the original motion as well as the amendments. I'd like to speak on island tourism, yacht economy, and technological development. I'd like to explore how Hong Kong can grow larger the pie of marine tourism. We have an aging population when it comes to the fishery sector. We are also subject to climate change and regional competition. We need to give full play to cooperation among the industry, academia, and research. A member shared an example of oyster farm in Guangdong. This example shows that as long as we have the right technologies and we can realize sufficient production, we can change the fate of the industry. We need to give full play to the capacities of local universities in order to support the high-quality development of the fishery sector. Last week, in an oral question, I advocated the promotion of Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau individual yacht travel. The State Council gave us a piece of good news. That is the GBA Yacht Freedom Travel Scheme for 9 cities. It includes no guarantee or financial deposit required, and this has significantly reduced financial burden. 5 anchorage areas are covered, electronic business system, all these remove red tape when it comes to southbound travel of yachts from the Chinese mainland. We lack a comprehensive industry blueprint. Yacht economy isn't just about one anchorage area or a free travel scheme. It's all about a package of measures ranging from industrial chain, design, manufacture, repair and maintenance, training, and so on. However, these areas cut across different policy bureaux, Development Bureau, CSTB, Marine Department, Immigration Department. Each department is doing well in their respective remit. However, we lack a coordinator to take forward all these measures in an orderly manner. What we need to do is to complement the industrial chain. We need to combine mega events and marine tourism as well as yacht economy. This is exactly how we can take forward the long-term development of the local economy. The government is formulating the first 5-year plan of Hong Kong. I hope that this plan will cover the issues I mentioned, that is, development of yacht economy, industrial chain, talent training, and so on. I also suggest having a top-tier coordination mechanism. In suitable places in Hong Kong, we should identify stable sites to build a vessel repair and maintenance base. At the same time, there should be fill-up station for vessels in anchorage areas. Then we can help state manufactured vessels to go global. Some believe that yacht economy only serves a small portion of people. However, a large yacht can actually bring hundreds of thousands of economic benefits to the local economy, covering F&B, retail, and entertainment. Yacht economy needs to benefit different regions in Hong Kong. Lemon Island, Cheung Chau. We need to promote island tourism with the help of the yacht economy. We need to draw more international tourists to come to Hong Kong. We need to use yachts infrastructure to stimulate spending and consumption. Island tourism, industrial chain technology, yacht economy. We need to have a top-level design and coordination to implement different policies. We need to grasp these opportunities to inject impetus into our national economy. Thank you.
Mr. Thomas So. President, I speak in support of the debate on advancing the development of marine economy in Hong Kong. When it comes to marine economy, the definition is about the development and protection of various activities and products relating to the marine environment. Now, President, we have activities relating to the marine economy. For example, we have local fishermen providing supply quality seafood to visitors and locals. We're at an international shipping center. We have very busy navigation courses. We have a beautiful Victoria Harbour, we have the Ocean Park, and we also have the related tourism industry. Now, Ocean Park is a theme park. It is also a collective memory of locals. Many people have watched the shows in Ocean Park. It is also an icon in Hong Kong. I'd like to use Ocean Park as a starting point to explain marine economy. Now, Ocean Park is established as a statutory body under the Ocean Park Corporation Ordinance. The major function is to manage and control Ocean Park as a public recreational facility that focuses on public education as well. And that is why one of the functions of Ocean Park is education. As a non-profit making organization, the Ocean Park uses its own revenue and surplus to fulfill its statutory functions. The government doesn't provide recurrent funding. But things changed after June 2011. In 2021, the government amended the ordinance so as to further expand the terms of reference of Ocean Park to 3 fronts, that is recreation, education, conservation. Ocean Park has focused on conservation in recent years, such as rescuing coral reefs and turtles. Now, there is cost pressure as Ocean Park is required to maintain a team of professionals and vets, and that is why government started to provide funding to a tune of $280 million for 4 years from 2021 to 2025. According to the Ocean Park report last year, the expenditure on conservation and education increased to $470 million. That's 30% of total spending. Now, deducting the $280 million funding from the government, there is a loss of $240 million for Ocean Park. Now, the government funding will be exhausted in 2026, and by then, the ticket income will no longer be able to support the operation of Ocean Park. As the National 15th Five-Year Plan stipulates advancing high-quality development of the marine economy, I hope that in the process we can also explore a transformation for Ocean Park. I have 2 suggestions. First, Ocean Park should be transformed and upgraded and incorporated in Hong Kong's blueprint for the development of marine economy. There should be clear positioning for Ocean Park in terms of support for the tourism industry and marine activities. There should be specific policies to consolidate its status as a landmark for tourism and local culture. It has very good transport network, but it should enhance connectivity with other outlying islands. Now, many members already talked about island hopping tours just now. My second suggestion is to translate the conservation outcomes of Ocean Park to sustainable stream of income. For example, they have conducted studies in relation to phytoplanktons and coral reefs, and the Ocean Park can work with R&D institutions and universities of Hong Kong so as to develop, say, new materials and skincare products from the marine environment, and that they can apply for patent and receive income. The Ocean Park also develops rich conservation and education resources, so they can develop high-end ecotourism products so as to attract high-spending tours. Ocean Park is the collective memory of Hong Kong people. It's also an important component in the development of marine economy. As we dovetail with the National 15th Five-Year Plan and take forward development of marine economy, we should support the statutory role of Ocean Park so that they strike a balance between education and operation of the business and find a way out. Mr. Ray Wang. I thank Mr. Andrew FAN for moving the motion. I support the motion. Earlier, I took part in activity conducted by the Hong Kong UST. It had to do with producing 3D models with big data in the marine environment so that 3D visuals will be provided for users to directly observe water currents, changes in sea temperature and oxygen, dissolved oxygen content, etc. Now, we should make use of our R&D capabilities and break new grounds. The National 15th Five-Year Plan stipulates advancing high-quality development of the marine economy. Now, the marine economy covers a very wide scope. According to the SAR government, we have divided that into 6 areas, including shipping, port, and marine tourism and marine science. Now, yacht tourism forms a major component. It will bring in high-spending visitors. It will add value to the industry. The State Council earlier approved Hong Kong and Macau yachts to enter 9 designated cities in Greater Bay Area without customs guarantee or provisional registration. This will benefit our industry. We have over 12,000 registered yachts in Hong Kong, but then we're short of berths. There are only some 4,300 berths. we could not meet the demand. This is the bottleneck for taking forward international yacht tourism, and the procedures for clearance is also very cumbersome. The BPA is concerned. I have the following suggestions. We should enhance top-level design. Marine economy involves different government departments. It's very difficult to coordinate the resources from different departments. The government should set up a dedicated policy in this regard. For example, a cross-boundary task force with the mainland counterparts should be set up, or at least a task force within the government should be set up to take forward yacht economy. The second suggestion is to build more berths and improve infrastructure. Now, the government will take forward the expansion project of Aberdeen Typhoon Shelter and the Exlama Quarry site, as well as the Hong Kong waterfront. Altogether, they will produce 600 additional berths. But at the same time, we should continue to provide more berths under the Airport City Cove initiative. This will provide over 500 berths of different sizes to accommodate even super yachts. We should enhance the pier facilities and increase temporary landing facilities for the shorter itineraries. The third suggestion is to promote individual schemes. We should learn from Singapore and Hengqian. We can set up a dedicated team. The Marine Department has rolled out a facilitation measure with upgraded e-business submission hub. They allow one-stop submission of documents for pre-approval by the Immigration Department. Now, the government should work with the Guangdong MSA to increase number of berths and build more facilities. The fourth suggestion is to lift restrictions. The BPA proposes lifting the harsh restrictions on yachts over 100 feet, so that helipads can be used as well, and that temporary permits or licenses can be issued to facilitate short-term travel. We should continue to enhance manpower support and other supporting services to enhance international competitiveness. We should improve the training regime, and that training courses should be pegged to the qualifications framework. And we should leverage on Hong Kong's advantages on marine insurance and maritime legal services, so as to bolster our status as a yacht service center in Asia. The BPA is more than happy to work with the government and various sectors, so that with a joint effort we can make a breakthrough in developing yacht economy, so that we can also bring development opportunities to different industries, so that we can build a better future. I so submit to Mr. Nick Chen. Thank you, President. I speak in support of Mr. Andrew FAN's original motion on advancing the development of marine economy in Hong Kong. Our country produces and exports 1/3 of the total fisheries catch in the world. But we do have some bottlenecks in terms of fries. The government should provide stronger support to our country in terms of research on fish fries. In other countries, they are able to produce quality fries, and that with advanced technology, they have only the F1 fries, and that these fries, when exported to other countries, will not be able to further propagate, at least not for generations. And in fact, I visited several countries in Africa. They've run into similar problems. In our country, there are enterprises in Zhanjiang that can help solve this problem of deep-sea mariculture. Now, this is also our long-term goal, but meanwhile, I think we should make good use of our 8 universities. We have the top 100 universities in Hong Kong. They can collaborate with the mainland enterprises to build the Hong Kong brand, and that with the support of the legal services, we can then build our international profile and help spread the word. And that way, we can further develop blue resources and the blue economy. When it comes to the marine economy, we need to advance high-quality development. We should leverage on our advantage under one country, two systems, and grasp the strategic opportunities of our country. We need to promote innovation and technology and improve fry production so as to support our country's blue economy.
Mr. Hong, come in. Now, there's this saying about the sea. The sea is where civilization starts. It's also the blue engine for high quality growth. We have a vast sea around us. We have what it takes to develop the marine economy. We're at the critical juncture of an economic transformation. Full development of the marine economy is our duty to our country. It's also a natural course to take for us. We should build up and beef up our marine economy. In 2024, the mainland's marine economy was more than 11 trillion RMB. We should seize the opportunity. We should strengthen cross-bureau coordination. We should step up partnership with the mainland to develop our marine economy. Singapore brings the government, the academia, and industry together. Shandong in our country leverages technology. They have turned their conventional fisheries into high value adding fishing zones. We have technology, we have logistics, and also leading universities. Inclusiveness makes greatness. We should make the most of our institutions and the GBA opportunities. That will help us transform our potential into economic benefit. Here are my suggestions. We need a high-level coordination platform. We should work with the mainland authorities and community groups. We need regular communication channels. We have to overcome silos. We should leverage technology to drive the transformation of the fishery sector. We need a dedicated fund for mariculture zones. We need a methodical approach to fishing or breeding. Now, for deep processing of fry and cold chain, we need a full range of support for that. We should also work on island tourism. We should revitalize the operational model of piers. We should develop recreational food and beverage. We should also work on marinas, and there should be waterfront areas accessible to the public. We should work with the mainland cities of the GBA. We should set up a blue R&D fund. We should work with Shenzhen. We combine Hong Kong's strength in financial services and the mainland's edge in manufacturing. We should work together on developing marine resources so that we complement each other in this blue economy. We should seize the opportunities of the times. We should strengthen collaboration so that we can unlock the potential of the sea and turn that into an endless source of impetus for the economy. I so submit I support Mr. Andrew FAN's motion and all amendments. Mr. Albert Tran. I support Mr. Andrew FAN's motion and all amendments. The outline of the National 15th Five-Year Plan explicitly expresses support for developing the marine economy. We have our country supporting global connections. We have what it takes to plan the development of our marine economy. I have some suggestions to make. We need nearshore and marine tourism. We have a long coastline, we have many islands, and we have a great marine ecosystem. In different parts of our waters, we can develop different parts of event activities. In Wai-kong and our northwestern territories, the water is clear, people can go diving. We should go for diving tourism. We can plant artificial reefs in those waters. This can conserve our marine ecology. We can also provide advanced diving training, and we can lure mainland visitors. The yacht race will also be held in Hong Kong in the next 3 years. That's the equivalent of the F1 in sailing. We will be able to bring in visitors, and people will also get to see the Victoria Harbour via live casting. That event is expected to bring in more than $100 million in economic boost. We can also hold more events like wake surfing, wakeboarding, or UIM World Championship, IWWF surfing. If we can have those events in Hong Kong, we will see a similar economic boost to the rugby sevens. To achieve that, we will need the facilities for the water sports so that we can have more nearshore and marine tourism. We should also turn Hong Kong into a yacht hub for the GBA. The State Council has recently approved a guarantee-free temporary registration for yachts. We should seize the opportunities of this two-way travel of yachts in Hong Kong and the mainland. One key issue is the support. Let's talk about our berths. For berths allowing the yacht berthing of more than 100 meters long, we cannot find such berths. So we should build more berths for yachts longer than 100 meters. Now for yacht-related industries, we should promote such industries. Hong Kong has a well-established network for selling, managing, and leasing yachts. People can buy a yacht tax-free. For the mainland, trying to bring in a yacht more than 8 feet, they will be subject to a 40% duty. We can bring in mainland buyers of yachts. Mainland yacht businesses will also be able to use this new policy to go global with their product via Hong Kong. Now we can look at the examples of Cannes and Monte Carlo in southern France by holding large-scale yacht expos, and that can be a key part of our yacht economy. Looking to the sea is where our economy should go. We should get the support measures right. The government should make the most of our maritime resources. We should seize the opportunities of our country's policies to turn Hong Kong into a strong port at Seoul Summit. Mr. Brave Chen. Thank you. We are grateful for Mr. Andrew FAN's motion and Mr. Stephen Ho and Mr. Lam Wai-kong's amendments. I also support them. For the marine economy, I want to stress that the need to also look at our 5-year plan, and we should align with our country's Marine Economy Circle, President Xi Jinping stresses the need for high-quality marine economy development. The 15th five-year plan also marks a key period for our country to become not just a major country in the marine economy, but a strong country. And we should beef up our marine economy. Our chief executive stressed the huge potential of the marine economy. And we should further cement Hong Kong's status as a shipping center. Our country's marine economic output last year was up 5.5% from the year before. It was over 11 trillion RMB. So the pie is huge. Now the country has also relaxed restrictions for Hong Kong yachts to go to the mainland. The momentum is strong. There is also collaboration between ports. On green shipping, Hong Kong is also becoming a green fuel bunkering center. That's a huge edge. The DAB and the New Territories Association bodies are also concerned about this area. We have some suggestions. We have some suggestions about developing the GBA as a whole. It's about cold chain. And we should also promote the free entry and exit of yachts. We offer security, whereas war is raging elsewhere in the world. We should make the most of our marine resources. Now, we can offer blue tourism. We have an edge in this area. We should also look at the transformation of our fisheries sector so that we can contribute to our country's development. First, we should overcome institutional barriers so that Hong Kong people can take part in our country's long-distance fishing. We should upgrade our deep-sea mariculture and also fish culture on land. We should work with the GBA in cold chain logistics so that the high-quality seafood from the mainland goes through Hong Kong and is exported overseas. And we should also foster the trading of seafood. We should build brand names. And we should bring together cultural, creative industries, MICE, and financial services. We should nurture talent. We should take part in global fishing governance. We should help our country have its say in setting rules and setting prices. We should keep improving our policies. We should help the fisheries sector go from the primary sector to become the secondary or tertiary sector. In Japan, when they auction fish, the fish can fetch a high price. Chinese are getting richer. So we will stop exporting fish to Japan, and that's a huge opportunity. We should align ourselves closely with the 15th five-year plan. We should make the most of our marine resources. We should deeply integrate into our country's development in becoming a strong maritime country. For our own first five-year plan, we should get the top-level design right. We should keep cementing our position as a shipping center. Thank you, Mr. Deputy.
Thank you, Deputy President. Mr. Bill Tang, thank you. In the name of Hong Kong, in English we have the word port. It has a lot to do with the marine economy. The Dongjiang column plays a very important role. Mr. Teng, his father used to be a yacht master. In 1937, because of the Japanese aggression into China, there was a strike. Well, for the for the seamen in Hong Kong, they were the real compatriots. So we have the Hong Kong Seamen's Union. We have a strike in relation to seamen. We can definitely see the patriotism in relation to marine or the sea. I'm a legislator from the Kowloon East. We need to see what contributions the Kowloon East area can make in relation to marine economy. We can see vast potential for core business district. We have Kai Tak, Kowloon Bay, and Kwun Tong, Chua Kua Lane, Yau Tong. We can see some transformation happening there. It has developed into a composite development area. At least there are 3 sites that are suitable to be developed into a marina. We have the areas flanking the runway of Kai Tak Airport. At both tips of the Kai Tak runway, we can see the Kai Tak Sports Park and the cruise terminal. And for the water bodies flanking the old runway, we can already see that those areas are suitable for berths. At Kai Tak Cruise Terminal, there are customs clearance facilities. So is it suitable for us to put in place some berth in that area? On the 15th of June, Yau Tong Industrial Area Cement Factory will cease operation, and that area will be developed into a composite development area. Yau Tong has a U-shaped landscape over there. Mr. Lee, my friend, submitted a report to the Development Bureau. That area can be developed into a marina, and we can accommodate as many as 200 yachts. As long as we construct a breakwaters of about 0.7 or 0.8 hectares, then we can already make it happen. In other words, that area is suitable for us to develop a marina or a yacht club over there. Windsurfing, dragon boats, these are some of the water sports. We have an oval shape connecting Kwun Tong Promenade to the runway area. If we construct a breakwater over there, then we already have a venue for water sports. We can see that Kowloon East CBD can make a lot of contributions in relation to the development of water sports. It indeed has a vast potential. Kowloon East has the prettiest coastline in Kowloon Peninsula. It is easy and convenient for us to go to Wai-kong from Kowloon East. So I hope that the government will not forget Kowloon East when they take forward the development of the marine economy. We also have Hong Kong UST. They have a database in relation to international marine resources. A professor established a faculty on marine sciences. Professor played the role of a facilitator and attracted international scientific teams to come to Hong Kong. Therefore, we definitely have the potential to contribute to the development of marine economy in Hong Kong. Thank you. Professor Chen Wai-kong. Thank you. I'd like to thank Mr. Andrew FAN for moving this motion so that we can have a focused discussion on this topic. I'm glad to see that our country is moving by leaps and bounds in relation to marine economy. In 2025, marine output was over $11 trillion. In Hong Kong, we have 263 islands, and we also have sea area totaling 1,640 km square. We have advantages to develop the marine economy. So under the 15th Five-Year Plan, we need to promote the high-quality development of the marine economy. That is why we need to give full play to our advantages, our strengths. We need to seize these opportunities to contribute to our country into building it into a strong maritime country. I support the original motion when it comes to guiding research institutes and innovative enterprises to proactively engage in marine technology R&D to develop emerging industries such as marine biomedicine. We all know marine technology plays an important role in developing the high-quality development of marine economy. Our country has a long history of using traditional Chinese medicine or Chinese medicine in our medicine, including marine algae, seahorses, and so on. We have seen breakthrough developments in using marine biomedicine to develop different medicine. We are using different substances or medicine to treat patients. These have brought economic contributions to our country. Hong Kong has high-caliber R&D teams. Our quality when it comes to medicine enjoys unrivaled global reputation. That is why I hope that the government can provide more economic or financial incentives and policy guidance to even more R&D institutions. This way, we can drive the development of marine economy, and we can also promote diversification of industries in Hong Kong. I also go along with Mr. Andrew FAN in developing a blueprint for the sustainable development of the marine economy in the Chinese mainland. There are different policies and working groups led by provincial chief. In Shenzhen, for instance, as early as in 2023, they published a policy document on marine economy. This May, Shenzhen City even proposes to develop new economic growth points to develop marine economy. And marine economy will become a main economic pillar. However, coming back to Hong Kong, there is no policy document in this regard. Under the different remits of different government departments, they take forward their own initiatives in a silo manner. I propose in the first five-year plan, we need to implement different policies with the top-level coordination within the government. We need to set up a cross-departmental and cross-sector working group to coordinate the development policies of marine economy. This is how we can synergize with one another to promote the high-quality development of local economy or marine economy. Thank you. Captain Lam. Thank you, Deputy President. I thank Mr. Andrew FAN for moving the motion on advancing the development of marine economy. According to the UN, over 80% of trade goods are transported by sea. This shows the importance of marine transport and marine economy. Its importance is self-explanatory. However, there was research showing vessels emit carbon, and this has aggravated the issue of global warming. Despite this, the industry doesn't pass the buck. Instead, They actively practice greenfield bunkering in order to reduce carbon emissions with a view to improving marine environment. This is how we can contribute to China's efforts into becoming a strong maritime country. I thank the government for rolling out different policies such as tax concessions to promote the development of green shipping with LNG and green fuel. The government even provided green methanol tax concessions. In the budget this year, an award of $30 million was proposed to cover vessels engaging in greenfield bunkering. This shows the determination of the Hong Kong government to develop itself into an international shipping center. Countries that have ports around the world are working very hard to provide different incentives to quicken the pace. Singapore and the Chinese mainland are two examples. Hong Kong is a free port. Shipping services are highly efficient, internationalized, and so on. We are a catch-up port. We also adopt common law in Hong Kong. We are a common law jurisdiction and we practice international maritime law. Hong Kong is an international financial center and is also a legal and dispute resolution center in Asia Pacific. Regarding green shipping, I'd like to float 4 proposals. 1. Greenfield bunkering concessions should be a medium to long-term policy. This should be included in the registration of ships in Hong Kong. Hong Kong should become the priority registration place around the world for ships. We need to establish cooperation ties with neighboring ports so as to provide greenfield bunkering for different vessels. Hong Kong has internationally recognized testing and certification services. We need to make good use of our strengths to formulate international standards when it comes to green fuel. This will help enhance the influence of China and Hong Kong. There are river trade vessels entering Hong Kong. Investment amount is high. Green transformation is slow as a result of the high cost. This is why I suggest providing direct subsidies to local vessels. Local vessels should switch to using green fuel. Marine economy is underscored as an important strategy under the 15th Five-Year Plan. We need to prioritize green development. This is the momentum our country is injecting into the local economy. I support the motion and the amendments. Thank you.
Mr. Andrew Lam. President, I thank Mr. Andrew FAN for moving the original motion. The outline of the National 15th Five-Year Plan stipulates advancing high-quality development of the marine economy and expediting the development of China into a strong maritime country. We are drawing up the first 5-year plan in Hong Kong. Our waters span 1,700 square meters, but that's only 3% comparing to the total in Greater Bay Area or in Guangdong Province. So we need to take a holistic macro view. The Greater Bay Area has potential, and it is also a major strategy of our country. We need to have synergistic and coordinated development with other Greater Bay Area cities. The Greater Bay Area is the industrial hinterland. Now, in terms of cargo throughput, we can work with Guangzhou and Shenzhen, and then we can compare with the 2 major ports in Ningpo and the other place. We also have a cluster effect. That's our advantage. For example, for Qianhai, Nansha, there are pilot implementation policies. And the Guangdong province is actively drawing up a Greater Bay Area standards list covering over 100 items. Despite the great potential, we also face limitations. In fact, we need to make a breakthrough in terms of trading of commodities. Now, in Nansha and Yantian port, big vessels are usually affected by the lack of depth of the waterways. It's very difficult to allow a two-way sailing or berthing of major cargo vessels spanning 30 to 40 tons. And Shenzhen, likewise, have the similar constraints. Whereas in Hong Kong, we do not have sufficient space to support commodities trading, storage, and port backup facilities. That is why we must be strategic in working with our counterparts in the Wanshan Islands. The waters nearby has a depth of 30 to 60 meters. It's a natural harbor that is perfect for cargo vessels. And drawing on the Tokyo Bay experience, there should be coordinated regional development so as to transform R&D outcomes into commercial achievements. We should make a breakthrough, and we should leverage on our advantages. For example, we have good aviation network, we have good clearance system, we're an international financial and risk management center. We also practice the common law. These are our advantages. We can provide protection for enterprises in adopting Hong Kong enterprises in adopting Hong Kong law and resolving disputes. We have the core climate platform, and we can provide carbon credit audit and settlement services, and that through the intermodal experience we can connect the port facilities in Wanshan Archipelago with the Hong Kong International Airport so as to lower the cost of freight transport. In terms of testing and certification, we should leverage our advantage in high value added cold chain handling of goods, and that we can combine with Wangshan in exporting high quality seafood. We can export seafood rapidly to the global market, and that we can also adopt the standards in terms of testing, certification of seafood. The third suggestion is that we have very good R&D capabilities. Our tertiary institutions can work with the Greater Bay Area counterparts so as to form a base and transform the R&D outcome into viable income. Now, Hong Kong is good at the marine insurance. We should leverage on tax breaks for marine insurance and relevant activities so as to develop new risk management models. We're an international shipping center, and we must not work on our own. We must collaborate with our counterparts so as to improve the whole industrial chain, and we should work with our counterparts in the Greater Bay Area so that we can help our country become a strong maritime nation. I so submit Ms. Jovi Chen. Thank you, President. I speak in support of Mr. Andrew FAN's motion on advancing the development of marine economy in Hong Kong. I also support the amendments. Now, Hong Kong's has an area of 1,100 kilometers. We have 80 kilometers of coastline, 263 islands, and we enjoy the unique advantages in terms of marine resources. So we're in a good position to develop marine economy. In the last term, my fellow party member also moved a similar motion to promote optimizing the use of our islands and coastal resources. So I support Mr. Fan's motion. In drawing up the first 5-year plan, we need to incorporate marine economy. It touches on 4 policy bureaus, including port development, blue finance, marine conservation, biodiversity, and high-end tourism. We need a high-level steer and cross-departmental and cross-bureau efforts to take it forward. Now, in fact, when I ran for this seat, I also propose developing yacht economy. On the 30th of May, the State Council promulgated a policy document. Basically, Hong Kong and Macau yachts can enter the 9 designated ports in Greater Bay Area cities without paying customs guarantee or observing the provisional registration requirement. Now, I think that when it comes to yacht economy, we can resolve clearance issues administratively, but there is something we need to plan ahead, and that is shortage of berths. If we go up, there will be sufficient berths, but that's not the case for mainland yachts coming to Hong Kong. As I understand, for one of the designated ports in Nansha, Guangzhou, they are prepared. They have built over 350 berths to accommodate the individual yacht travel scheme. In Hong Kong, we have over 12,000 registered yachts in Hong Kong, but the number of berths remained the same. Now, for those managed by the government, there are 2,000 berths, together with the private ones, altogether less than 5,000. So it's far below the number of yachts registered in Hong Kong. Now, I believe the government is in an even better position to know about the number of berths. So when we want to develop yacht economy, we need to make sure that there will be more berths available for mainland yachts coming down. The Secretary for Transport and Logistics earlier mentioned that the Marine Department will roll out more new measures. I hope that on her checklist it will include the expansion of Aberdeen Typhoon Shelter, the Lama Quarry site, and the former Hong Kong waterfront site mentioned in the policy 2024-25, and there will also be the Airport City Cove providing 500 berths. And on top of these, I hope that there will be new sites identified. For example, in Tsuen Wan and Sunny Bay, there are suitable locations for the berthing of yachts. The Development Bureau earlier conducted an advanced studies, such as the Rambler Channel. Now, Yan O or Sunny Bay is a perfect location. It's close to the Gold Coast in Tuen Mun, as well as Skytopia of the Airport Authority. It's also close to other coastal cities in the Greater Bay Area, such as Shenzhen, Guangdong, and Dongguan. I hope the government will consider Tsuen Wan and Sunny Bay. And the government is drawing up the first 5-year plan. I hope that a cross-departmental task force can be set up to coordinate things in implementing the individual yacht travel scheme so as to support the national strategy and make Hong Kong international yacht hub. Mr. Jimmy, days ago, we received good news. The State Council has approved for Hong Kong and Macau yachts to enter the 9 designated cities in the Greater Bay Area without customs guarantee. This is a new initiative to support the development of marine economy. The BPA welcomes the new policy. We propose the individual yacht travel scheme, and it's now been adopted by the central authorities. In fact, in July last year, we published a study report. We asked the government to focus on developing yacht economy. We also organized a roundtable a month later. We invited government officials, industrial representatives, and experts to put their heads together and explore development opportunities. We have always been urging the government to develop marine economy and optimize the use of marine resources and promote the development of, say, the yacht travel scheme, island hopping tours, as well as the shipping industry. And now there are infinite business opportunities benefiting the whole industrial chain, covering exhibition, convention, insurance, legal services, and talent grooming. Now, in drawing up the first 5-year plan, the government should pay attention to 3 things. That is, there is an acute shortage of berths for yachts. Now, With the northbound yacht travel scheme being implemented soon, the government should adopt scientific planning and increase the number of berths. There should be new piers, and existing piers should receive a facelift. The second point is that we should promote island hopping tours. That means we should enhance transport connectivity among the outlying islands. They should come with F&B facilities. For example, for areas near the coast, such as Wai-kong, Lantau, we should make them the demonstration zone for yacht tourism. We should relax rules and regulations and introduce flexible policies, streamline the clearance procedures for international yachts. And there should also be joint clearance procedures for at designated berthing spots to support this development. We also need a top-level steer. We should coordinate the work of different departments so as to draw up supporting facilities for industries covering marine planning, business travel, and legal services, and tap new opportunities. The 15th five-year plan stipulates advancing high-quality development of the marine economy and build China into a strong maritime country. Now, Hainan is in the southern part of China. It is facing the sea. It has very frequent trading activities. I think this is our best partner. According to the 15th five-year development plan on marine economy propagated by Hainan province, they are taking sparing no effort in promoting marine tourism and the fisheries industries, etc. A whole chain, industrial chain will be built covering marine biomedicine as well. Now we have advantages in terms of business environment, legal services, financial services, and we should join hands to further expand the marine economy and yacht economy. I think Hainan should be our first partner in the individual yacht travel scheme. As for shipping, we can also set up an alliance. We can consolidate the port resources so as to further expand the international shipping network. Hainan focuses on infrastructure facilities for transshipment, whereas in Hong Kong, we can focus on high-end international maritime arbitration, financial and trading services. We're also good at R&D, so we can attract research teams to set up presence in Hong Kong to conduct marine research, and we can support other sectors. I so submit.
Mr. Kenneth Falk, I declare an interest. My family runs a marina in Guangdong, so I want to get this out of the way up front. Now, on the free movement of yachts in the GBA. Last week, we got this good news. The State Council allowed Hong Kong yachts to visit the mainland cities of the GBA. That's excellent news, as other members have pointed out. Now we have this broad policy in place. The question is, have we assessed the pros and cons of this change for Hong Kong? Integration is great. It brings many benefits. Still, there will be challenges. Let's look at Hong Kong vehicles going north. People have their cars serviced in Zhuhai, in other parts of the GBA, so there is an impact. There are all kinds of scenarios arising from each policy. I know there is a discussion about mainland yachts coming here. So can we analyze what opportunities there will be? We have to make sure we can seize the opportunities. We also need to support the industries that will be affected. The policy is great. We can do more, but we have to be ready. Now I want to turn to hardware and software. The government now has 3 projects going on. It's about the berths in Hong Ham, in Aberdeen, and in Lamma. Indeed, we have a shortage of berths. Mr. Albert Tran said we cannot find even a single spot for berthing a yacht over 100 meters long. We should look beyond just the number of berths. We have to bring in high spenders and bigger yachts. Yachts are never a mode of transport. For transport, catch a plane. It's cheap, it's fast. Yachts are about bragging. You put the yacht there, you want people to see you on board a yacht. I want to just be playing about this. With the berth, someone moors the yacht there, the people on board go elsewhere. Do we have other places for these visitors to go? Maybe there, I think there's a cafe. It's eye-catching. It's a place people take photos. Look at Aberdeen. The pedestrian access is narrow. You put a yacht there, and you run out of space for other development. So for our future yacht development, we need more than the berths, but also the ancillary facilities. We have to think beyond just the private marinas. We have to take a holistic approach. Now, the software. Mega events and yachts go hand in hand. The best yachts are seen in Monaco during the F1 event, and then at the Cannes Film Festival, you see the yachts. The film stars are invited on board. I just visited the Venice Biennial. I also saw yachts berthed there. Mega event and bring in yachts. So when we think about mega events, have we thought about yachts? We have officials from different bureaus here. I looked at the experience elsewhere. The F1 event in Singapore bring in many visitors. In Marina Bay, they have 30 or 40 berths for super yachts. So for our own mega events, we should take into account yachts. So can we bring in yachts through mega events? Other members have already suggested different ideas. The Rolex match. JD has invested heavily in new energy in yachts. There are agreements signed with Guangzhou and Shenzhen. We're nearby. Have we reached out to those groups to bring them here and support our new energy yachts? Mr. Andrew FAN mentioned improving the landing steps. Yes, the facilities matter. Can we adopt public-private partnerships? Can we team up with private market players to develop the islands? Thank you. Mr. Eric Kim. The sea plays a key part in high-quality development. It's also important for the National 15th Five-Year Plan, the national interest that's at stake. Hong Kong is blessed with favorable marine resources. We have a great location. We have what it takes, and there are endless, boundless opportunities. We have to plan for the marine economy, and we should do this to achieve new development. It's also a strategic move to cement our role as a shipping center. We will need the shipping industry to take the lead. We have a port. We should go green. We should focus on high-end shipping, and we should seek GBA collaboration. We should turn the edge into new growth areas. Our marine economy needs talent. The HKUSC offers a marine studies department. The Hong Kong U also has its own marine research lab, but we need greater breadth and depth. The industries will need talent at different levels. We will have to be ready. We should work with the China Maritime University and also different mainland universities with specialty in the marine sciences. In the Northern Metropolis Unit Town, we should offer courses in ship management, operation, and maintenance. We should also encourage our local universities to offer interdisciplinary programs involving maritime services and law, finance, etc., so that we have such multidisciplinary talent. Developing the marine economy requires greater effort in R&D. The mainland has marine kit making and polar exploration. Our country is now a global leader. Our country's first homegrown icebreaker, Shuelong second, and also another scientific exploration ship built in Xiamen docked in Hong Kong in 2024. Students and other members of the public in Hong Kong visited those ships. That sparked keen interest in these areas. Mainland businesses in Hong Kong have also committed more resources to this area, and we're building the future industries for deep sea exploration. We have businesses, we should train up the talent, we should work with businesses in the marine area, we should focus on marine biomedicine and maritime kit making to create a world-class research platform. We should commercialize the R&D outcomes. For the marine economy, we have to be bold. We have long hours of sunshine. We can do solar panels at sea. We can learn from the mainland's experience on clean energy, solar voltaic panels at sea, and also sightseeing, so that we can have economic development and ecological conservation, so that the new energy from sea can support our decarbonization. We should seize the opportunity of the first five-year plan. We should strengthen policy coordination. We should work with different sectors. We should unleash the potential of our marine resources so that the marine economy becomes a new engine of growth, a source of impetus, and a new highlight. I so submit. I support the motion and all amendments. Mr. Robert Lee. Thank you, Mr. Deputy. We are a coastal city. We have 263 islands. We have rich marine resources and a well-developed shipping industry. Our country is striving for high-quality marine development. We should make the most of our status as a financial center. The marine economy is huge. The latest figures show that our country's market is 10.5 trillion RMB. President Xi Jinping also wrote an article stressing the need for high-quality marine development. He stressed top-level steer and that social capital should be channeled to the marine economy. Here are my suggestions. We should foster our marine economy. We should foster marine tourism. We should foster a smart and green port on our marine economy. We have an edge. The Hong Kong Stock Exchange sees a number of companies in the marine industry listed on the market. They cover shipping, fisheries, equipment, manufacturing. Costco is valued at more than $1 trillion. To retain this edge, we should attract more companies to come here. We should also attract private equity funds and venture capital to invest in marine business, especially for marine innovation and maritime biomedicine. The investors can provide funding support for the early stages of such businesses. We should find ways to facilitate listing. Guangdong and Hainan provincial governments issued blue bonds. We should provide relevant professional services for issuers to design and issue blue bonds in Hong Kong. The government can attract more capital to invest in marine technology and marine tourism, so that we provide support for our country's marine economy through financial services. On marine tourism, we have vast marine resources. We have Victoria Harbour. We have 39 public beaches with shark net. We also have a UNESCO geopark. To support such facilities, we should improve transport connection and ancillary facilities to improve visitors' experience. We should step up collaboration with the Guangdong authorities so that yachts from the mainland and Hong Kong can visit the other side. On green and smart ports, the government should continuously promote a green port. We should leverage financial instruments. We should channel social capital to port facilities. We should build a green government fleet. We should set net zero as our goal. We should make the most of our R&D edge. We should build a smart port, big data, Internet of Things, and automation to improve port operational efficiency. On green or clean energy, we should work with the mainland. In Ningbo, they're developing green fuel bunkering. We can provide our own managerial and operational experience to support the mainland. I so submit. I support the motion.
Mr. Adrian Ho. Thank you, Deputy President. I speak in support of Mr. Andrew FAN's original motion as well as the two amendments. Hong Kong boasts superior coastline, rich resources, as well as mature tourism facilities. So when it comes to the development of marine economy, Hong Kong has always had our own strengths. In the policy address, the Chief Executive mentioned the development of yacht economy. I also proposed to develop Hong Kong into an Asia yacht center, and we do have the conditions. It is not the case that we do not have such conditions. Hong Kong is holding the 26th International Yacht Exhibition. It's very popular within the industry. We need to continue to organize even more mega events. We need to show the world that we do have the conditions for developing marine economy. We do have the resolve. We have seen the breakthrough policy of northbound travel of Hong Kong yachts and southbound travel of Chinese mainland yachts. If we can let Chinese mainland yachts come to Hong Kong more conveniently, this would definitely help us to attract high-spending tourists to come to Hong Kong. I hope that the government will proactively liaise and coordinate with mainland counterparts in order to implement the relevant facilitating measures as soon as possible. Of course, we need to ensure a sufficient number of berths. Hong Kong is still short of 7,000 yacht berths. One option we should consider is that we need to consider the positioning of the piers in Hong Kong. With Hong Kong-Zhuhai-Macau Bridge commissioning, actually not many people use the water means to leave Hong Kong. That pier is actually close to a core business district in Hong Kong. If we can let yachts use that pier, definitely it will become very popular. We need to open up the China Ferry Terminal. Off Pak Shek Kok in the water near Tolo Harbor, it was proposed that 400 berths be constructed. It has not yet materialized, but I'd like to know whether it is a time for us to reconsider this proposal. I hope that the government will continue to look into this possibility. Island tourism plays a very important role in marine economy. But before that happens, we need to improve transport connections. We need to solve operating difficulties when it comes to ferry services on outlying islands. Profit margins are weak. I hope that the government will consider fund the operating expenditure of contractors, and I hope that such measures will be extended to Kaito services. Operators should be encouraged to provide more routes. Funding schemes on outlying islands only cover Chan Chao Lama Island, Peng Chau, and Ma Wan. Other outlying islands that have special features are not included as yet. I hope that the funding scheme will be expanded in order to attract members of the public to explore other less well-known outlying islands. This is exactly how we can develop marine economy. Marine economy has vast potential. I believe Hong Kong does have the conditions to develop an ocean economy center that is world-leading. Thank you, Mr. Chen Siu-hong. Thank you, Deputy President. I speak in support of Mr. Andrew FAN's motion on advancing the development of marine economy and the two amendments. Water accounts for 70% of the globe. There are many creatures living in water. This also shows the importance of marine economy. In 2022, GEP in Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau totaled at least 4.9 trillion yuan, about 35% of the GDP of the GBA. Under the 15th Five-Year Plan, it covers strengthening marine development, utilization, and protection, including the advancement of marine energy and resources, sea areas, and islands, as well as island tourism. President Xi Jinping said on a public occasion that we need to promote the high-quality development of marine economy that covers top-level design, policy support, as well as incorporating the development of marine economy into the National Five-Year Plan. Hong Kong has 1,000 km of coastline, and we are located to the south of our country. We have the Marine Economy Circle. I agree with Mr. Andrew FAN. First of all, we need to formulate a blueprint for the sustainable development of the marine economy. We also need to plan different policies, and at the same time, we need to establish a cross-department marine economy development task group. We need to cover a wide range of areas such as INT, environment, agriculture and fisheries, as well as marine economy. We need to prevent fragmented policy. We need to avoid any silo operations. The Hong Kong government should work with the Guangdong government to establish a marine economy mechanism so that we can share resources and share governance principles. I'd also like to talk about marine biomedicine. The guidelines on accelerating the high-quality development of marine-derived medicines and biological products were issued. Local universities have successfully derived drugs on cancer treatment from marine resources. We have a robust and well-established drug and medicine registration and approval system. We can turn Hong Kong into a marine biomedicine hub in a GBA. Marine traditional industries also need to undergo upgrading and transformation. The demand for green fuel will only grow. China is the main production country of green fuel. we have staunch support of our country. However, there is keen competition from Singapore. The Hong Kong government must quicken our pace in order to catch up. Ship leasing, maritime insurance arbitration, we need to attract international capital to come to Hong Kong. Deputy President, whenever we talk about carbon neutrality, we always only point to photosynthesis that happens on land. However, blue carbon, that is for carbon that is absorbed by ocean, there is distinct strength, and it is receiving more attention. Hong Kong actually boasts rich blue resources. In Maipo, we have mangroves, and these are natural treasures. We need to adopt a dual-pronged approach. We need to promote this area, and we also need to leverage on our professional certification services so that we can develop blue carbon audit. This is how we can make contributions to carbon neutrality of our country. Thank you. I so submit. Dr. Ben Chen, thank you. We all see the opportunities of advancing the development of marine economy. The DAB set up Marine Economy Alliance. Under the leadership of Mr. Stephen Ho, we have come up with a few directions, and we want society to move towards these directions together. Technologies, yachts, tourism, aquaculture, transport, these are the areas we have come up with. In the recent few years, we have seen different legislators and political parties advocating for marine economy. We have identified such resources and opportunities in Hong Kong. Despite this, even when Hong Kong has such resources, legislators have identified the need to push for a coordination mechanism. There's a lack of top-level steer. We have yet to see development. We can see that different government departments and bureaus are working in silos. They all want to do their level best. However, when it comes to marine economy, it does cut across different policy bureaus. As other members have said, we do need coordination in this regard. Take transport as an example. Kaito, boats. We need landing facilities in order to support these means of transport. On outlying islands, there's a lack of public landing facilities. Then, Kaito services cannot be provided as a result. Even when members of the public need Kaito services, Kaito operators are actually quite helpless. Even though they want to contribute to local tourism, facilities are not improving. There's a lack of public landing facilities, and they cannot provide services. Various government departments need to put their heads together in order to discuss how they can take forward marine economy development. Transportation facilities and supporting facilities are lagging behind significantly. This is reported by visitors as well as members of the public alike. Some boats might be 20 to 30 years old. You are still seeing the boats that you used to take 3 decades ago. This is because operators need to invest money in upgrading or buying new boats. Are there any new models? If there are new models of boats, operators can profit from services, and this will also enhance the overall image of Hong Kong. This is beyond planning. The Hong Kong government needs to provide support as well regarding the introduction of technologies as well as the upgrading and updating of operation models. This is very important as well. There are many beautiful beaches in Hong Kong. However, there's a lack of lifeguards. As a result, these beaches cannot be open to the public. Actually, these beaches can be operated on a private basis. They can be privately run. The government can reduce regulation over these beaches, and this is exactly how they can think out of the box and come up with new models. This will add vitality to beaches, and this cannot be done by one department alone. Departments and bureaus need to put their heads together to come up with policies together. So we need top-level design to implement policies, and this matters a lot when it comes to marine economy development. We need to urge the government to develop marine economy. Thank you.
Professor William Wong. Hong Kong is a coastal city, and we thrive because of our waters. Now, since the beginning, we started from being a fishing village, and we've now become an international shipping center and financial center. In this new era, the ocean is not just a way of facilitating trade. It is also a major component of a strategy to take forward high-quality development. We have rich marine resources. We should translate resources into the growth impetus to develop marine economy. This should be incorporated in the first 5-year plan in Hong Kong. In recent years, we focus on the development in the central to western part of Hong Kong. We want to take forward the development of innovation technology and advanced manufacturing. However, we have Yan Tong Chau near Mirs Bay on the eastern side, and there is a lot of potential. In fact, the Mirs Bay is selected as one of the outstanding examples of beautiful bays of our country. So there is a lot of potential to develop marine economy. In Shenzhen, they recently promulgated the 15th 5-year plan development outline. It stipulates deepening the coordination mechanism for collaboration between Shenzhen and Hong Kong, and that they will also take forward development of marine economy by developing smart shipping and cultural tourism. This is based on the marine resources as well. I have 4 suggestions. We need to make an institutional breakthrough and lift restrictions. In terms of differences in our marine environment, there is an invisible barrier that restricts the flow of personnel and sharing of R&D equipment. So a one bay, one policy governance model should be introduced at Mirs Bay. Through synergistic and coordinated planning and investment, we can adopt the new model so as to generate economic benefits for both sides. We should also promote cross-boundary fishing operations. The water quality of Mirs Bay has all along been recognized by our country as the Class 1 standard. We should set up new fish culture zones there. That should be enhanced collaboration with Shenzhen on the exchange of aquaculture technologies. We need to share data and expedite the use of deep-sea cages in mariculture so as to promote the breeding of important species and make Mirs Bay the blue food storage for Guangdong and Hong Kong, and that we can build a demonstration zone there. We should also develop high-end green tourism. From Wai-kong to Mirs Bay, we should facilitate the traveling of visitors across the boundary. There should also be new attractions developed to attract high-end visitors. We can set up core zones and restricted zones. There should be facilities to support guided tours as well as low carbon or electric boats and vessels. We can also set up a cross-boundary one-stop platform for visitors that provide booking for transport services, guided tours, and conservation tours. the benefits can then be plowed back to the community. We can then build a green tourism brand with international influence. The fourth suggestion is to set up a platform for collaboration with global marine experts, leveraging on our high R&D capabilities and also the strong industrial base in Shenzhen. We can expand the application scenarios. And this international platform can help transform R&D outcomes into commercial ones, so that we focus on marine materials and biomedicine, smart mariculture, food production, water quality monitoring, conservation and ecological restorations, etc. And that with Mias Bay as the platform, we can enhance collaboration on mariculture technologies, research, development, and ecotourism. This will bring impetus to sustainable development of the economy. I support the motion and the amendments. Dr. Hui Li. Thank you, President. I thank Mr. Fan for moving this motion so that we have an opportunity to discuss this topic. I'd like to discuss marine economy from the perspective of tech plus finance. Now, the waters form a major part of the lives of Hong Kong people. So I'd like to start by talking about the frontier technology that is development of marine biomedicine. Our waters occupy 70% of, the ocean accounts for 70% of the total area, and we have a lot of potential in developing marine pharmaceutical products. We have coral reefs, phytoplanktons, algae. We have a lot of species that may have different functions, such as anti-inflammation, etc. And that different top-notch research teams are now competing for the results. We also have a research team in the tertiary institutions in Hong Kong achieving success in cultivating biomedicine with mussels. They have developed medicine with very high value, and we should continue to set up a resource database, and that this database should record all the active species in the waters near Hong Kong and the Greater Bay Area, so as to lay a foundation. The second point is to leverage on our international platform. We should actively reach out to multinational pharmaceutical companies so that we can combine our research capabilities and commercialize results. Now, we have a very mature IP regime recognized by the global community. We also have a globally recognized drugs approval mechanism. We also have a good testing and manufacturing base in the Greater Bay Area. So we can form an industrial base here with the clustering effect, starting from gene sequencing to bioselection, clinical trials, etc., so that we can be the incubator for the development of marine biomedicine in the Greater Bay Area and even in the whole region. Now, when it comes to marine resources, they are important in the future financial development. We're rich in marine and ecological resources, and we can translate that into our green assets. For example, we have the mangrove in Maipo and also the algae bed nearby, near the wetland. These are strong grounds for carbon storage. They on an annual basis, they capture carbon dioxide emission. So through VCS, CCB, and other biodiversity indicators, we can give accreditation to these facilities, and that afterwards we can start trading in the core climate of Hong Kong Exchange for local and overseas enterprises to make use of carbon credits. Now, that way we can form a business circle comprising ecological conservation and carbon trading after standardizing the carbon assets. We should also focus on the development of blue industries. In fact, in the Greater Bay Area, there is now a joint effort by research teams to standardize the carbon emission standards for algae beds, and we are also working with other mainland provinces. And I hope that in the future we'll continue to take forward certification, audit, and trading of blue carbon. We have a very mature asset market. We are also the only offshore carbon trading hub of our country. So we can further develop diversified green financial products such as blue carbon futures and bonds. Not many cities in the world are able to provide value to the green assets through blue marine ecological conservation. So we should leverage on our unique advantage. So submit Ms. Julia Lau. President, I speak in support of the motion and the amendments. Now, when it comes to the harbor, we are always praised for the Victoria Harbor. This is our icon. This is the essence of Hong Kong. Hong Kong is a coastal city. This is in our DNA. The 15th five-year plan of our country stipulates that we should consolidate Hong Kong's status as an international financial, trading, and shipping center. And all these are related to the marine economy, be it port, shipping, maritime services, marine tourism, and other high-value added professional services. These are all crucial to our economic development. Now, we need to take forward the development of marine economy in order to upgrade and transform our industries and enhance our competitiveness. According to the 15th five-year plan, we should take forward Northern Metropolis development. Northern Metropolis possesses unique green and blue resources, so we can combine the two and tap new growth points. For example, on smart commuting, we should consider using new energy vessels to ply outline island routes and the nearshore routes, so that we can also improve the pier facilities and build a blue chain. The green chain covering the different services. And yacht tourism can be a major driver. The Central Authority just promulgated a facilitation measure. The State Council approved Hong Kong and Macau yachts going to the 9 GBA cities without paying customs guarantee or applying for professional registration. This is a policy that will help us develop yacht economy and tap the tourism market in Greater Bay Area. This will also inject impetus in the development of marine economy. We should not limit ourselves to local development. We should have our eye on the global market, and that is we should leverage on our professional services and build ties with other blue partners. This is exactly the perfect opportunity for professional services in Hong Kong to go global. In ASEAN countries such as Indonesia, they're taking forward the development of the new capital. In Vietnam, they continue to improve the development of marine economy as well. In Malaysia, even Maldives, they have come up with new proposals. They need infrastructure planning professionals, and this will present ample opportunities for the engineering sector of Hong Kong. We're internationally aligned. We have very good capability on risk assessment. We can provide high-level consultancy services to them. In terms of tackling the challenge of extreme climate, we have weather resilient solutions. The 15th five-year plan it stipulates advancing high-quality development of marine economy and marine plan for marine governance. Now, the IOMET last month successfully resolved the case of ship leasing, and the maritime lawyers in Hong Kong helped reach this settlement. So we have very good foundation. We practice the common law. We enjoy advantages under one country, two system. We also have the global talents, and we can definitely give bigger role to maritime dispute resolution mechanisms in Hong Kong, and we need to make Hong Kong a platform for collaboration for the development of global marine economy. I hope that different sectors can grasp the opportunities presented by our national policies so that we prepare ourselves by joining hands and developing Hong Kong into a major city. I support the motion and the amendments.
Professor Alex Fan. I support the motion and all amendments. The National 15th Five-Year Plan supports the development of the marine economy. We have a free port status. The amendments are about creating an industry chain. I want to focus on working with the Hainan Free Trade Zone and also high-end ship finance and ship leasing, overcoming institutional barriers. A ship owner looking to bring in a 200 million US dollar LNG powered vessel will have to pay tens of millions of US dollars in taxes. If we adopt this dual approach, meaning the special purpose vehicle set up in Hong Kong, and then it becomes part of this process of ship leasing or ship chartering, the tax cost will go way down, the financing cost will go down, and this is because we can rely on Hong Kong's legal system and the Hainan Free Trade Zone. The ship finance market is 300 billion US dollars every year. It's usually dominated by London, New York, and Singapore. But we don't have this cabotage of the mainland, and we don't have the lower taxes in the mainland. Hainan has the space, but they lack a well-developed financial system. So we can offer what we have and then combine that with what Hainan has to offer in finance. So we bring together the legal system, taxation, and space, and this can overcome barriers. In 2022, we amended the Inland Revenue Ordinance to offer tax breaks to ship leasing. Hainan also has their own tax breaks. When a lessee pays a fee to Hong Kong, we can exempt the withholding tax. The overall tax will go down to 35%. Now we can also do something else. The People's Bank of China launched a multifunctional account. We can regularize cross-boundary ship leasing, and we put that on the white list, and that will bring vast opportunities for the offshore RMB business. We have a globally respected maritime arbitration system. The reciprocal enforcement of arbitral awards also provides a clear framework. The Supreme People's Court and our Department of Justice also has judicial mutual assistance schemes. We have a solid basis for legal cooperation between Hong Kong and the mainland. Here's what we can do. We can work on contract. The Port and Maritime Development Authority can come up with standard contracts with the sector. Now we can also work on the operational efficiency. We need a regular cooperation or communication channel. We should work with the mainland to shorten the turnaround time in the enforcement of arbitral awards. We should work with Hainan. For that, we will have to take forward 3 tasks in our first 5-year plan. First, we need a joint task force for ship surveying. We need a mutual recognition system and also a manual for cross-boundary ship finance. We should also rely on core climate. We should issue blue bonds. And we should extend the free travel of yachts to Hainan. I so submit. A reminder to members. In accordance with the House rules, this motion will have to conclude at 12:14 p.m. At around 11:45 a.m., I will invite the mover to speak on the amendment, and then we will deal with the remaining procedure. Mr. Daniel Slow. President, I support the motion and all amendments. I will discuss education and the national mission. The National 15th Five-Year Plan proposes advancing the marine economy and turning our country into a strong maritime country, and also cementing Hong Kong's status as a shipping hub. We have a country supporting global connection with a free port. We have maritime resources. We have what it takes to support our country's strategy. There's a huge industry chain for the marine economy. You have the fishing boats, manufacturing of equipment, marine biomedicine, offshore wind farms. All those parts can create quality jobs. The SCL government should seize the opportunities of the 15th Five-Year Plan. We should make the marine economy part of our 5-year plan. We should set up a cross-departmental task force. This can attract well-educated professionals, and we can also provide steady jobs and training for grassroots workers so that young people can see a future for their career. We need talent for our marine economy. Young people generally know little about the marine economy. We have to work on education. We should make marine knowledge part of education. We should organize visits. We should offer them experiential learning, and we should work with the mainland's R&D resources. We should set up scholarships for maritime activities. We should select students with potential. We should send them to the mainland's maritime authorities so that they can take part in deep sea or polar research projects. The Vocational Training Council should also offer high diploma programs in maritime technology and mariculture so that young people of different aspirations will have career options, and that will provide a steady stream of talent. Driving the marine economy should be done while maintaining or securing or protecting national security. We need smart mariculture. We should guard against overfishing and pollution. We should make proper use of renewable energy. Hong Kong is an international shipping center. We should attract investment. We should secure shipping routes to guard against geopolitical risks. Our country wants to keep the undersea space safe. We can take part in the development and exploration of deep sea areas. In mariculture, we have to guard against the invasion of foreign species and pathogens. This is to protect public health. And we should bear these kinds of security in mind. And we should put that in our blueprint. We should assess the risks so that we reconcile development with security. Hong Kong has this new positioning under the 15th Five-Year Plan: 10 centers, 2 hubs. Hong Kong is at the hub, is at the node. We should focus on high-end shipping, a smart port. We should explore issuing blue bonds, green economy, and the blue economy. We should leverage our status as an I&T center. We should encourage businesses to take part in maritime R&D so that industry can keep up with R&D. We also offer an ecosystem. We should set up a mechanism for collaboration so that we can share resources and achieve convergence in rules. Developing the marine economy is a national mission. It's a way to improve people's lives. We nurture talent. We protect national security. We should put labor rights first. We should put education and talent first. We should follow our national strategy. We should turn developing a strong part of our 5-year plan so that we align with the 15th 5-year plan in all respects. Mr. Ken Lee. I support Mr. Andrew FAN's motion. Marine economy brings to mind port, cargo vessels, or ship finance. Marine tourism also holds huge potential as a growth center. Hong Kong has more than 200 islands. We have a world-class geopark. We have fishing villages. We can develop high value-added marine tourism. There are more than 10,000 registered yachts. We have world-leading Michelin-starred restaurants. Of course, we want visitor volume, but we also want high-spending visitors. Tourism involving the outlying islands tend to involve day trips. People spend maybe just a few hours, 3 hours, and then every person spends $200 to $300 per capita. The volume is there, but there's a lack of depth. We have to bring together different kinds of experiences, retail, sightseeing, etc. We can get businesses involved. I've been calling for an enhanced version of the stop economy. We can bring together airfares, vessel cruise fares, and we bring that we throw that in with catering and retail. We put everything together. It's about cross-selling across industries. It's costly to secure new business. Cross-selling involves multiple industries. So that people coming in spend on the variety of things. We need a one-stop system for outlying islands. This can be ferries or drones. Now we have the Ngongping 360 cable car, and then there's also this Taipo Pass, and they are attractive. We should enhance this system. Visitors, upon arrival, should have access to different tourism itineraries so that we get them to stay longer. We can pursue island holiday resorts. I do not propose to go into greater detail. In the interest of time, I can talk to the Bureau further about this. We should bring together high-end fine dining, outlying islands, and health and wellness. We should create this globally competitive resort on islands so that people can immerse themselves over multiple days here. They can go sightseeing in other districts. So that people don't just spend money on a single thing, they spend money on an entire system. So people buy the air ticket and then they can get access to other forms of experience or other value-added services. so that our tourist resources are more attractive. And then we create this entire ecosystem of marine tourism. And this can create quality service jobs. You need people to work as room attendants and customer service workers. The marine tourism or marine economy is not just about GDP output, it's also about creating jobs. Thank you. I support the motion.
Mr. Michael Lee. Thank you, President. The fishery sector is very important to Hong Kong. Hong Kong has transitioned from the fishery sector to re-export, containers, industry, and so on. We have the policy of a free port. We have a wide range of different service industries to support the local economy. We have made contributions to our country when it comes to developing itself into a strong maritime country. However, the competition has extended to the highest tip of the industrial chain, that is professional services, such as international arbitration, mediation, litigation, certification, and so on. We have our own distinct strengths. We do have the capability for radiating our influence into the world. High-quality development of our country has to do with rigorous green and safety standards. IMO has carbon reduction stipulations. There are also regulations and requirements when it comes to marine pharmaceutical products. There is a burgeoning demand for testing services. Hong Kong has over 750 certification and testing centers covering marine engineering, shipping, and so on. Its services are recognized by over 100 economies around the world. We are moving fast towards low carbon emissions and carbon neutrality. ESG technologies can provide support as well. Natural gas safety, green methanol, all these are the examples. Over 100,000 ships enter Hong Kong ports. If we can fully introduce green testing and certification, this alone can bring to the certification industry in Hong Kong hundreds of millions of income. There is also vast room for development. Hong Kong's laboratories have a very high standard. FDA, EMA, they recognize our standards when it comes to marine technology and marine laboratories. They provide pharmacological safety standards. Risk management comes with a lot of maritime disputes. Hong Kong is the only jurisdiction in the Chinese mainland that practices the common law system. We interface seamlessly with the international maritime industry. According to BIMCO, Hong Kong is listed as one of the 4 member states or cities that practices maritime arbitration. We are on the same par with London and New York and Singapore. Over 30% of the cases handled in Hong Kong in 2023 covered cross-boundary trading and shipping. Whenever there are any disputes when it comes to maritime in Hong Kong, we can provide a platform where mutual judicial assistance can be exercised. Our role as a super mediator is irreplaceable. We need to definitely work with the government when it comes to training and nurturing talent. The Hong Kong government is planning the first 5-year plan of Hong Kong. I believe marine economy will lead Hong Kong in its high-quality development. We visited a bazaar just yesterday. We saw many dried seafood items for sale. They are very popular among members of the public. So if we have a one-stop shop covering testing, certification, quality assurance, by then we can let members of the public know the dry seafood items are from which municipality, city or not. Then we can definitely help different enterprises to go global. This is indeed business with vast potential. Your time's up. Mr. Kitson Yang, thank you, President. Hong Kong is surrounded by water. We have our own strengths when it comes to marine resources. The government in recent years has been committed to developing blue tourism resources. There is vast potential. Whether marine economy or cruise economy, definitely we can drive the high-quality development of Hong Kong. We have the GBA individual yacht travel scheme covering 9 cities as announced by the State Council. There will also be facilitating measures such as northbound travel of Hong Kong yachts as well as southbound travel of Chinese mainland yachts. All these will open a new chapter for Hong Kong in this regard. The government needs to handle 500 projects in Skytopia well. The government will also need to improve customs clearance procedures among the 3 places. We need to do well the Rolex Sail GP Championship. This is the first time ever for the championship to be held in Hong Kong. We need to grasp these opportunities to provide spectators and visitors with good travel experience, such as watching the championship on a luxurious yacht. We can also organize trips and tours to UNESCO geoparks, island hopping, and so on. This will attract high-end tourists to come to Hong Kong. The F1 championship in the yacht sector will also be held in Hong Kong, and this will polish the brand image of Hong Kong as an Asian yacht hub. This will be conducive to the development of marine economy by forging an ecosystem. Hong Kong is an international financial center, and we do have the conditions to develop insurance, transactions of yachts, exhibitions, and so on. We need to draw reference from Singapore to drive the development of leasing, financing of yachts. We can create more high-valued professional service positions. In addition, we need to add vitality to traditional yacht industries. In a city in the Chinese mainland, they have successfully attracted a lot of tourists by making good use of the resources they have. We have Kai Tak Cruise Terminal in Hong Kong. We need to make good use of youth hostel, and we can invite local designers to sell their own culture and creative products. At the same time, we can invite youngsters to put up busking performances. They can realize the potential, they can show their talent, and they can definitely enhance the ambience of the locality. More visitors will come to these venues as a result. We also need to enhance the appeal and functionality of cruise terminal. We need to boost its utilization rate. We also need to improve transportation facilities to better connect the Kai Tak station to Kowloon City, Kwun Tong, Tsim Sha Tsui, and so on. The government is also looking into the Cross Bay Bridge or link over Kwun Tong Typhoon Shelter. We need to bring more business opportunities to the area. In parallel, we need to attract more international cruise liners to come to Hong Kong to be berthed. We need to work with different municipalities and provinces in the Chinese mainland to go global together. We need to enhance our network by creating more routes to Vietnam, the Philippines, Malaysia, and so on. These new tourism products will enhance our positioning as a regional cruise hub. Thank you. I so submit. I support Mr. Fan's motion. Mr. Perry, thank you, President. Under the National 15th Five-Year Plan, it proposes to develop China into a strong maritime country. We have the principle of one country, two systems. We have institutional strengths to contribute to our own country to help it to be developed into a strong maritime country. Ocean has vast potential. It is the new growth engine when it comes to INT. Take Shui 2 as an example. There are other icebreakers as well. Many different icebreakers and vessels visited Hong Kong. All of them are from the Chinese mainland. They expressed great appreciation for the hardware and software of Hong Kong. If we can allow these icebreakers and cruise liners to be registered in Hong Kong, then we can definitely attract more R&D liners to come to Hong Kong for fuel bunkering and so on. This will make contributions to our country as a strong maritime country. At the same time, ocean has brought to Hong Kong a lot of good business opportunities. We have a spectacular coastline. We also have precious reefs and rich biodiversity. We also boast high-quality special UNESCO geoparks. Together with Ms. Elizabeth Quat, we have been advocating for eVTOL for tourists to appreciate nature from above. In addition, I have also been advocating the introduction of water activities of using submarines. Together, we can promote marine conservation. The government needs to remove red tape to make it convenient and attractive for enterprises to make investment. Of course, we need to abide by all safety standards. Earlier on at the Council, I pushed for the introduction or addition of facilities of charging. The government has done quite a lot on green maritime fuel bunkering. 4 new electric vessels have been introduced via ferry operators. However, it doesn't touch upon this area a lot still. I suggest that the government should publish an action agenda in this regard. Our goal is to develop Hong Kong into a green port. Regarding peer enhancement programs, 10 projects have been commissioned, 13 projects are still in the pipeline. I thank the government for heeding my demands. The government said that they would expedite the enhancement project at Lai Chi Bo. In fact, we need to improve public landing facilities. We don't necessarily have to carry out large-scale projects. Maybe minor works projects will also help. Tidal waves play an important role in ocean. I suggest that the government should think out of the box. They need to use a wide range of different methods, especially those of great cost effectiveness to handle different matters. In addition to public landing facilities that call for enhancement, those in the Victoria Harbour should also be reviewed. Some promenades in Hong Kong lack public landing facilities. We need to make it convenient for water taxis to access different areas of Victoria Harbour. This will make it convenient for passengers to land. I so submit our support motion and the amendments.
Mr. Alan Chan. Thank you, President. Members, please note that after Mr. Jonathan Lampert has spoken, I will invite the mover of the motion to speak and go through the rest of the procedures. Mr. Chan, please continue. President, the National 15 Five-Year Plan stipulates advancing the high-quality development of the marine economy and to build China into a strong maritime country. Now, marine economy is something that Hong Kong should be good at, but we need to tackle three hurdles. First, when it comes to marine technology, tourism, the fisheries industry, we do not have official statistics. If we do not have government data, how will we be able to manage our marine resources? We need to drop a blueprint. Second, in terms of freight at sea, the cargo throughput has dropped. We're now ranking only the 12th place in the world. We need to adopt a new strategy. The third point is about yachts. We have a shortfall in terms of the supply of berths, and the government has not kept statistics to address the core of the issue. In order to go past the first hurdle, we need to set up a database to calculate the marine GDP. Now, we need to draw reference to examples in the global community. The United Nations and the OECD and the EU on a regular basis publish the blue economy, a report on blue economy. In Singapore, they also systematically publish data relating to the marine economy. So we need to find out, for example, how much is our marine economy worth, how many jobs are created. We cannot just chant the slogan of building a strong maritime nation. Within a year, the government should make reference to the relevant framework and draw up the relevant database tracking all the industrial outputs covering maritime industry, fisheries, tourism, maritime technologies, etc. There should be regular reporting. And that's the first point. The second point is to grasp new opportunities and go for high quality development. Now, in terms of Xinhua BIMCO index, we ranked the 4th place in terms of development as an international shipping center. We are also the seat of arbitration recognized by the international community. Whereas for the cargo throughput in London, it does not even get to the 9th place. But in terms of being an international shipping center, they always rank the first. That shows we need to go smart. We don't need a bigger terminal. We need to go green. In fact, the International Maritime Organization already set a framework on carbon emission reduction. There is a timetable for global fleet to switch to low carbon fuel. In 2023, Singapore set up the first vessel-to-vessel green fuel bunkering facility. Hong Kong is the major hub in the region. We need to leverage on the network, and that we should also issue green bonds and make use of Core Climate under Hong Kong EX to promote green carbon trading. We should set up interim targets as well. The third point is to promote yacht economy, but we need to build infrastructure first. I agree with the direction in general, President, but we have the bottleneck, and that is we're short of berths. In Singapore and Shenzhen, they have designated ports for clearance, but we still process cases one by one. In the short term, we should revamp the typhoon shelters and reorganize the layout for berths, for yachts. In the long term, we should work on the institution and allow joint clearance. Now, we are in the process of undergoing the fourth industrial revolution. It's not about the size of fleets or the size of piers. It's about flexibility and going smart. When it comes to developing marine economy, we do have the prerequisite to make a change and support our country's initiative to develop a strong maritime country. I support the motion and the amendments. Mr. Sunny Tan, President, I declare that I am chair of the Hong Kong Productivity Council, and I also have family business in relation to ocean-going vessels and fishing operations. Our country's 15th five-year plan stipulates advancing high-quality development of the marine economy. Now, marine economy covers a lot of different areas, and we have advantages in terms of port services, and we also enjoy the advantages under one country, two systems. We have a lot of experience in shipping. So leveraging on our resources and our existing network as well as the free port policy, I have the following 5 suggestions for Hong Kong. We should leverage on our network advantage. We're connected to the world. We have there are about 500 ports. And these routes cover the Belt and Road countries as well as other emerging markets. We should give play to our role as the transit hub to better serve smaller economies so that we can develop deeper and farther routes, and we can also have staggered development complementing the Greater Bay Area. We should also leverage on our advantage as the catch-up port. We have the port community system. We should expand the scope of service to attract more users. Now, the Director of Marine said in an interview days ago that there will be a reorganization of port layouts with focus on green fuel bunkering. I hope that more such facilities can be set up so that we build a green corridor. There should be a clear timetable to support green shipping, finance, carbon audits, and management certification so as to meet the needs of international vessel fleets and attract more vessels and capital to come to Hong Kong. We should leverage on one country, two systems. Now, the Hong Kong Marine and Port Development Board should play a bigger role. Instead of being an advisory body, it should be an executive authority so that we can work with our counterparts in cities in the Greater Bay Area and enhance alignment in terms of legal laws, taxations, industrial standards, so that we can be the primary choice of seat of arbitration for mainland vessel companies. And the fourth area is we should leverage on our advantage as the cold chain storage and transit hub. Now, we have quality seafood going through Hong Kong before entering the Greater Bay Area market. So, my suggestion is to look into the facilities in the Hong Kong IA Dongguan hub, as well as the Phase 2 cold chain facilities to further expand infrastructure and enhance its function so as to meet competition from neighboring places. We should also leverage on our local unified brand for A&F products. So ocean-going fisheries operations and also food processing, we should tap the opportunities presented by Made by Hong Kong, and that we should set up a system with traceability that could help us improve our brand and tap overseas market so that we can address the bottleneck and exert a greater influence in the global community. We can make use of blockchain and combining that with traditional vessel surveillance systems, we can then make a breakthrough and help the Hong Kong brand tap overseas market. Hong Kong has been faring well. In the past few years, our pace has gradually slowed down, but it doesn't mean that we are losing out. We can leverage on our existing advantages. I so submit. Mr. Jonathan Lampert. President, I support the motion moved by Mr. Andrew FAN today on advancing the development of marine economy in Hong Kong. The National 15th Five-Year Plan stipulates advancing high-quality development of the marine economy. We are rich in marine resources. We are a coastal city. We have a very good shipping network. Together with the advantage of one country, two systems, we have the prerequisites to take forward the development of marine economy. Now, I agree with the original motion that we should lay out the major directions for developing the marine economy and other emerging industries and also marine technology. But I'd like to talk about tourism. We have a lot of islands in Hong Kong. The government would like to develop the tourism involving outlying islands. I support that. Now, I have many friends from the Middle East and other countries, and they visited the outlying islands in Hong Kong. They really appreciate the scenery. So there is a lot of potential. We have some international tourist attractions in Bali, Indonesia. This is a famous island. Whereas in Hong Kong, we have only the basic facilities. We are not doing enough to accommodate foreign tourists, and they are not there to stay for the night. They will only be there for hours. So we are wasting our valuable resources. Now, many friends in the Middle East are really passionate about our harbor and our islands. And in fact, my friend have talked to me about building 2 quality hotels in Cheung Chau, including a 7-star luxury resort. Imagine if we have something similar to the one in Dubai, in Hong Kong. This can help boost tourism in Hong Kong. Now, people usually travel to the Caribbean coast, the neighboring coastal places. They rarely stay in the Middle East during holidays. But now things are different. Business travelers can come to Hong Kong for a holiday, and because of geopolitical tensions, as well as Hong Kong's position as an international city, we have the conditions to take forward development of island tourism. We also have mainland visitors fond of our sea. But it is no easy task. We need to improve infrastructure. We need to build luxury hotels to keep tourists there for longer periods of time, or else we won't be able to attract high-spending tourists. Now, the government should relax rules and allow luxury resorts to be built and 7-star hotels to be built on islands to enhance our capacity. We should also leverage on our advantages. We should combine our unique Chinese Western culture and the history of fishing villages with tourism, so that we can make Hong Kong an international tourism hub. And when it comes to marine economy, we should talk about the yacht economy as well. The central authorities recently approved Hong Kong and Macau yachts to go to the designated ports at the Greater Bay Area without customs guarantee. This is a merit. In fact, the BPA last year proposed something similar. The government must work hard on improving hardware and revitalize the waters so as to provide sufficient berths for yachts and address the shortcoming, so as to grasp the opportunity of southbound travel of yachts from the mainland. I so submit.
Mr. Andrew FAN, you may now speak on the amendment. Thank you, President. I thank Mr. Stephen Ho and Mr. Lim Wai-kong for their amendments to my motion on advancing the development of the marine economy in Hong Kong. Based on the State Council's Maritime Development Blueprint, the marine economy covers the development of all sorts of economic activities across a wide range of areas. The two amendments supplement and enrich my motion. I support their amendment, and I'm grateful for those. Mr. Stephen Ho's motion amendment is about coordinated land and sea development and also pursuing a methodical planning approach to maritime industrial space. That's exactly what our country is doing. It's trying to bring together regional and industrial development. Marine industries require support from land. This goes for the GBA and industries. We need an integrated approach to land and sea development. This amendment is completely in line with our national strategy. Mr. Ho's amendment also calls for testing ground and also the yacht economy working with the GBA on complementing each other and creating an industrial ecosystem chain. That is in line with my motion. The State Council also gave us the green light for Hong Kong and Macau yachts to visit the 9 mainland cities of the GBA. This shows the yacht economy now has the attention of not just local governments but also the central government. So I support the amendment about the yacht economy. Mr. Ho also calls for a balanced approach to conservation and development. This is the core principle for the blue economy. I support this change as well. Mr. Lam Wai-kong's amendment focuses on manpower development. His amendment is about enhancing the supply of maritime talent. This is an essential point. We want to pursue a marine economy because we want quality jobs. The port and maritime industry provides nearly 90,000 jobs. That's 2.3% of the labor force. I fully support strengthening the funding for the training of such talent. For all marine industries, we need a systematic approach to the training. The amendments cover industries, collaboration, and manpower. This shows we need a multi-dimensional approach to the marine economy. The marine economy is something that everyone in Hong Kong can play a part. Everyone is a stakeholder. Everyone can contribute. I have carefully listened to the speeches of members. I can see everyone has a shared vision. They all want the government to pay greater attention to the marine economy. I hope I can get the ball rolling on this discussion about the marine economy. We will hear from all sides. Let's all work on a blueprint for the marine economy so that we can unleash the potential of the marine economy. We should take on board all kinds of ideas so that we can find this new growth area, and this can power the long-term growth of the economy and the community. Once again, I thank the two members for their valuable amendments. I hope members can support our motion and the amendments.
Under Secretary for Environment and Ecology. President, I thank Mr. Andrew FAN for the original motion and also Mr. Stephen Ho and Mr. Lam Wai-kong for their amendments. I also thank members for their visionary and invaluable views. I am going to give a consolidated response on protecting the marine ecological environment and promoting sustainable development of the fisheries industry. The Environment and Ecology Bureau is committed to protecting the ecological environment and biodiversity which helps enhance diversity, stability, and sustainability of marine ecosystems. At the same time, we spare no effort in implementing the blueprint for the sustainable development of agriculture and fisheries, so as to promote modernization, intensification, high quality and efficient transformation and sustainable development of the local ANF industries. We're actively engaged in protecting the marine environment and managing water quality. We also strengthen exchanges and cooperation with the mainland and the international community. We have set up 8 marine parks and 1 marine reserve, covering the total area of 8,500 hectares. 5 of the marine parks on the western side of Hong Kong, together with the Guangdong Pearl River Estuary Chinese White Dolphin National Nature Reserve, form a protected area network spanning waters of both places to protect the Chinese white dolphins. We also work with different stakeholders in organizing public education and publicity activities and enhance public awareness in this regard. Now, we also have the cooperation arrangements on carrying out marine ecological and environmental protection work. Through this, we participate in the National Baseline Survey on marine pollution and development of the monitoring network. This helps us meet the common goal of protecting and enhancing the marine ecological and environmental quality of the Greater Bay Area. Our efforts in this regard have been recognized at the national level. In 2025, Mirs Bay was selected as an outstanding example of beautiful bays by the Ministry of Environment and Ecology. This marks a significant achievement by our government in jointly building a beautiful bay in the Greater Bay Area and setting an exemplary model for collaborative environmental governance. We also engage in exchanging with Belt and Road countries, including participation in the Global Symposium on Water Technology and the Green and Belt Green Innovation Conference. We share and exchange professional expertise and experience with these countries on Hong Kong's water environment management, sewage virus surveillance, beach water quality monitoring, and the surveillance results on antimicrobial resistance in the water environment. We recognize the integrated development of ANF resources. This enables Hong Kong to contribute to our country and integrate into the overall development plan. Drawing on mainland's mature technologies and experience, we strengthen exchanges and cooperation with the mainland, and we also introduce advanced technologies to help our industries upgrade and transform. In recent years, the government has established 4 new fish culture zones, including those in Wong Chuk, Kok Hoi, Mirs Bay North and Mirs Bay South, to assist fishermen in transitioning to modern agriculture models. We've also set up and allocated resources under the Sustainable Fisheries Development Fund to further empower the industry with technology and help them seize opportunities. The fund approved 3 deep-sea aquaculture projects with 35 million Hong Kong dollars approved. The new zones adopt wave and wind-resistant steel truss and high-density polyethylene cages equipped with automated feeding systems, and we will achieve environmentally friendly and efficient production. Our goal is to increase local marine fish aquaculture production 10 times in 15 years. The AFCD introduced the jade perch in Australia fries. That's a jade perch fries in Australia for experiment of breeding. We also have grey mullet fries in one of the trial projects. We also work with the relevant research teams in the mainland to study the latest research outcomes. We also led a delegation to the Guangdong Ocean University in Shenzhen to know more about these projects. The SAR government has also set up a research center in Northern Metropolis to take forward studies and experiments of modernized aquaculture technologies, including fry stocking. And we also actively promote the diversified development of leisure fisheries. In September last year, we launched the Fish and Joy scheme, which enables fishermen to provide leisure fishing, to sell their own fish, and organize guided tours to generate income for themselves. The dual use of vessels launched this year allows the public and visitors to join the fishermen at sea for the first-hand experience of local fishing operations and the culture. To build a high value-added local brand, we will launch a new unified brand for safe, high quality, and low carbon local A&F products with traceable labels in the middle of this year. Consumers will be able to identify and purchase the products with confidence. We'll encourage catering groups, hotels, chain supermarkets, and school meal suppliers to procure or use fresh local ingredients. Conclusion. The EEB will continue to contribute to the protection of marine environment and take forward sustainable development of the fisheries industry together with the relevant departments. I so submit. Thank you, President.
Under Secretary for Culture, Sport and Tourism. President, I thank Mr. Andrew FAN for his motion and the two members for their amendment. We have just heard the inspiring views shared by members. I now give a response to matters in the purview of the Culture, Sports and Tourism Bureau. Hong Kong has an edge in developing marine tourism in the form of a great geographical location, blessed with excellent port and island resources. While respecting and protecting ecology, we will make good use of our natural resources and strengths. We will work with the Hong Kong Tourism Bureau to promote and enrich tourism product offerings so as to give tourists a better experience. Cruise tourism is a key part of the marine economy. This sector has sustained strong momentum. In 2025, we got to 189 ship calls to our city and a cruise passenger throughput of 631,000, marking a year-on-year increase of 26% and 22% respectively. We will continue to turn Hong Kong into Asia's international cruise hub to attract more ship calls and foster the growth of a cruise economy. On developing an island economy or island tourism, the government puts ecological protection first. The CSTB will continue to encourage the sector to make good use of the resources to develop island hopping or other water projects. We will also launch signature tourism product. Just then, members suggested developing the facilities on islands. On this front, the government will serve as the facilitator. We will encourage different stakeholders to offer different kind and develop island tourism facilities. We're willing to look into where we can relax the requirements in laws and regulations and find ways to encourage investment from the market. The CSTB and the Hong Kong Tourism Board also support mega events with Victoria Harbour as the backdrop to give visitors a better experience. Every year, we support the National Day fireworks, New Year's Eve countdown, and fireworks. We also have other highlights, including the Hong Kong Wine and Dine Festival and the Hong Kong leg of the World Triathlon Cup to be held in the city towards the end of this year. We also support events to be hosted by the business community, such as the Water Parade and the Giant Balloon Parade, Merry Balloon Hong Kong. Just then, other members also mentioned water sports and mega events. As the members suggested, we are a coastal city. We have a breathtaking coastline and skyline. We have the unique advantage in holding water events. We already have the Dragon Boat races and the Cross Harbor race. Next year, we will also see the COPP, the opening game, the opening sale. We will try to secure more such events in Hong Kong. A member brought up the Ocean Park. It's a landmark of Hong Kong's tourism. We will continue to support the conservation and management of the park to cement the park's role as a conservation park. We will provide visitors with meaningful adventure experiences. policy bureaus and departments will continue to develop quality waterfront space, improve ancillary facilities, and improve the overall experience of visitors, so that we turn the waterfront area of Victoria Harbour into a more comprehensive and more appealing tourism destination. The CSTB will maintain its multi-pronged approach to promote cruise tourism and island tourism, and make good use of the bustling Victoria Harbour and enhance the experience of marine tourism in all respects to support the development of the marine economy. I so submit. Thank you, President.
Undersecretary for Transport and Logistics. President, once again I thank Mr. Andrew FAN for moving this motion, and Mr. Stephen Ho and Mr. Lam for moving their amendments. I'm also grateful to about 40 members who provided their valuable insights. The marine economy has a broad scope. Just now, the Undersecretaries for Environment and Ecology and that for Culture, Sports and Tourism have responded on their respective purviews. I'm going to turn to the policy measures within the remit of the TLB and provide a consolidated response to the concerns and views raised by members. In driving the high-quality development of the maritime industry, Hong Kong indeed possesses multiple core advantages that are hard for other maritime centers to replicate. First, our highly internationalized institutional environment. Hong Kong practices a bilingual common law system with a robust and transparent legal framework that fully aligns with the international maritime community. Coupled with the free flow of capital, information, and talent, Hong Kong is an ideal business location for global maritime enterprises. As one of the world's top 3 international financial centers, Hong Kong provides ship owners with a mature and diverse capital market. In particular, in supporting the green transition of the maritime industry, we offer irreplaceable capital advantages. More importantly, under the unique advantage of one country, two systems, Hong Kong is backed by our country's massive market and industrial system while maintaining a high degree of opening up, perfectly performing the dual roles of a superconnector and a super value adder. Hong Kong is our country's only international maritime center and free port that is domestic but outside the mainland customs territory. We can serve crucial national strategic functions. Amid the currently highly uncertain geopolitical environment, we can effectively safeguard the security of corporate assets and supply chains. We also provide our country with a capital and logistics hub characterized by institutional stability, high operational efficiency, and international connectivity. We contribute our strength to building a strong maritime nation. In the National 15th Five-Year Plan, the central government clearly supports Hong Kong in consolidating and enhancing our status as an international maritime center. The TLB is going all out to dovetail with national strategies to develop Hong Kong into a high-end, smart and green global maritime capital. We agree that high-quality maritime hub functions are conducive to driving the development of the marine economy. To this end, we are adopting a dual-core strategy of enhancing port competitiveness and improving the high-value-added maritime services ecosystem to fully advance the development of our international maritime center. On port development, we are striving to drive our port to transition from enhancing volume to creating value. The government is actively developing a 3-dimensional multimodal transport network comprising rail, sea, land, and river to expand cargo sources from our inland hinterland. We're also fully focusing on cold chain logistics to maximize the competitive advantages of Hong Kong's port. We will continue to promote collaboration among ports in the GBA to achieve complementarity and mutual benefits, jointly building world-class port clusters in the GBA, thus comprehensively elevating our influence and overall competitiveness in the global maritime landscape. To improve the high-value-added maritime services ecosystem, the government is continuously optimizing tax and institutional arrangements to actively attract more ship leasing companies, marine insurance providers, shipping commercial principals, and commodity traders to establish a presence in Hong Kong. This will further consolidate our status as an international maritime arbitration center. We are also advancing the reform of the ship registration system by introducing more flexible registration arrangements to comprehensively enhance the international attractiveness and competitiveness of the Hong Kong flag. Sufficient talent is indispensable for both port upgrading and transition to high-end services. We are enhancing the MATF to step up the nurturing of maritime talent, providing the younger generations with diverse internship and on-the-job training opportunities. This ensures the MATF can complement and support the professional development of the entire maritime industry. In response to industry trends, we're focusing more on nurturing talent equipped with skills in green marine fuel operations and maritime professional services in order to provide solid backing for the long-term development of Hong Kong as an international maritime center. Regarding the free movement, we are following up on manpower projections. In 2025, we're improving the subsidy scheme in phases and enhance the amount included in the fund. We hope to enhance the effectiveness and flexibility of the scheme in order to support the high-quality development of the maritime industry. Regarding the advancement of the free movement of yachts in the GBA, particularly in facilitating Hong Kong yachts traveling north and mainland yachts traveling south, we have made positive progress in our preparations. This includes the procedures and relevant arrangements for processing Hong Kong yachts traveling north at designated ports in Guangdong. The government will continuously review and optimize these facilitating measures and maintain close collaboration with the authorities in the mainland. That includes the dynamic monitoring system for yachts, and we will also work closely with the Marine Department. We will also be providing and enhancing the courses provided in Hong Kong. We will work with the relevant authorities in the Chinese mainland. We aim to construct a healthy, sustainable, and competitive environment for yacht economy. The administration and the industry will also keep a close dialogue. We will explore how we can seize the opportunities to enhance hardware and software in order to promote the development of tourism and industry. President, the TLB will continue to adopt a multi-pronged approach to closely align with national planning, drive the deep integration of the maritime, financial, and trade sectors, and speed up the development of a future-oriented modern maritime system. Through a high-quality maritime industry, we will synergize with the policy measures of relevant bureau to empower the development of the marine economy. I so submit. Thank you, President.
And I'll call upon Mr. Stephen Ho to move an amendment. President, I move my amendment. I propose the question to you that the amendment moved by Mr. Stephen Ho be passed, and I'll put the question to you as stated. Will members please proceed to vote? Members, please press the present button. With those in favor, please raise their hands. Those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of each of the two groups of members present, that is, those returned by the election committee and those returned by functional constituencies and geographical constituencies. I declare the amendment passed. Mr. Lam Wai-kong, as the previous amendment has been passed, you may move your further amendment. President, I move my further amendment. I propose the question to you that the further amendment moved by Mr. Lam Wai-kong be passed. And I'll put the question to you as stated. Will members please proceed to vote? Members, please press the present button. With those in favor, please raise their hands. Those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of each of the two groups of members present, that is, those returned by the election committee and those returned by functional constituencies and geographical constituencies. I declare the amendment passed. Mr. Andrew FAN, you still have 20 seconds to give a reply, then the debate will come to a close. Mr. FAN. Thank you. I thank the 40 members who have spoken for sharing their valuable views. I also thank the officials for listening to our views. In the interest of time, I will be candid. Hear me. Take a stand. We should all support the overall development of the marine economy and support my motion and all amendments. I now propose the question to you that Mr. Andrew FAN's motion as amended by Mr. Stephen Ho and Mr. Lam Wai-kong be passed. Will members please proceed to vote? Members, please press the present button. With those in favor, please raise their hands. Those against, please raise their hands. I think the question is agreed by a majority of each of the two groups of members present, that is, those returned by the election committee and those returned by functional constituencies and geographical constituencies. I declare the motion as amended passed. I now adjourn the Council until 11 a.m. on Wednesday, the 10th of June, 2026.